What? Moses? What is happening? First of all, Bays? Jesus. The Kennedy assassination? Oh my god. What? This is modern day.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jason Mason Power Hour.
Delivering you an hour of joy and joviality in 30 minutes or less. Otherwise, it's free.
My name is Jason.
And I'm Mason. This is our TV to tabletop series where we talk about TV shows
That are trying to sell you toys. All right, Mason, hear me out. Let me tell you about this show,
All right.
Beyblades. All right, Mason. So, Beyblades.
I'm down.
Yeah. This week, we're taking a break from proxy dogfighting, right?
Yeah, every single other TV show we've talked about is essentially just dogfighting, but what if it was aliens or dinosaurs or whatever?
Yeah, so hear me out, right? So we're going to look at Beyblades. I didn't think about it when I was watching it. It's basically a sports anime.
How?
All right. So, right, getting into it. We're not dogfighting. They'd use their Beyblades, right, to fight.
In the show, are they actually just Beyblades or are they monsters or
100%.
something?
So, yeah, in Beyblades. I grew up watching the 2000s version, the original.
Okay.
It was just straight up a group of kids where, like in Yu-Gi-Oh!, this children's toy is the sport of the world.
Oh, I love it. They're like, we couldn't find any dog fighting, so we're gonna use these Beyblades.
Pretty much, they're like, you know how like kids use like tops.
Yeah, tops are cool.
Kids love tops. Let's make them like way more complicated so we can have way more variance and fun.
Okay, I can dig that. I'm down.
Yeah. So basically, the 2000 show is like a lot of animes from that era. It's just a group of friends trying to climb their way up in the Beyblade world. Like it's straight up. There's a ranking. There's tournaments. The whole shebang.
Okay, so I can definitely see this being a sports anime. Is it a team thing or what? Are we talking like Battle City arc in Yu-Gi-Oh or what?
It's an individuals thing, so it's like everyone has their ranking, but like there's a group of friends who are like, this is the team. Sometimes there will be team tournaments where it's like best of however many people are on teams.
Is there ever a time they all just like use their Beyblades at the same time? There's like 20 in there.
Yeah. They're straight up like battle royal Beyblade battles.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. The anime does a better job than like actual what a battle royal would be, where it's just 20 Beyblades going off. But yeah, let me show you. This is the cast. So that's like, typical 2000 anime.
They all got the same characters, just reshuffled.
Yeah, it's just different hair. It's all spiky or flared hair.
That is a lot of spiky hair there.
Yes, sir. All right, Mason. So I started pitching you Beyblade.
And so far, I'm in. So far, I'm all in.
So this all started as an idea to sell tops, right? So as with the other shows, we obviously need an anime to get us to sell the toys.
How else would you get free advertising?
How else would you do it? So Beyblade has been a thing around since 2000. It's 2024. 24 years of Beyblading. There's a lot of anime.
That's kind of... Wait, the anime's still going?
Yes. So the anime has 4 different series. So it's kind of that thing where, kind of like Bakugan, where there's like fatigue of it. So
and they had to reboot it?
yeah, so they would run it through, sell all the Beyblades, kids get tired of it. Let's chill for a couple of years, bring out the new Beyblade. Because you see here, Beyblade, the original, right? It's just Beyblade. You got,
I see that.
Like I brought the field. It was like Beyblade Burst. There's Beyblade Metal Fusion.
For all the people listening to this, you obviously can't see what I'm looking at, but Jason's brought a little Beyblade Burst Rise arena battle thing.
Yeah.
And honestly, kind of fun to look at. It's like, I don't know, a vaguely bean-shaped arena that you launch these tops into.
Yes.
Seems like fun. Honestly,
Yes.
I like tops.
Yeah. So in the anime, I told you have your main group. In the original, like I said, it was like 4 kids who Beybladed and like their tech sidekick. So
Oof, sad for that kid.
he was the cool one. He had the little, in the 2000s, he had like a little tablet computer.
Tablet in the 2000s, that's legit.
That was like real time analyzing Beyblade battles and like figuring out this is what that piece is. So, right, Beyblades, if you just sell plain tops, kids are going to get bored. right?
I'm already bored thinking about playing tops.
So Beyblade has, multiple different types, multiple different parts, right?
Wait, what do you mean by parts?
So you can assemble a Beyblade, right?
Wait, they come apart?
Yes. So that's where you got replayability, you got, variance, is that you can build your Beyblade. It's not just a individual top that you buy, like the Bakugan or anything like that.
So, like, how many parts are there in this thing? Like, top, bottom, or what?
Yeah, so there's 4 parts. So you got your energy ring, which is just the ring that holds it all together.
Oh, kind of need that.
The fusion wheel, right? The spin track and the performance tip.
Yeah, these sound pretty intense parts.
Yeah. So
the spin track. That sounds like a DJ thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't grow up playing it. I just watched the anime.
Gotcha.
So this is where the disconnect for me is. In the anime, they kind of go over this, but they're just basically like, I need to upgrade my Beyblade. And then they're like going in the lab, like figuring out what part goes with what, but they don't tell you like this boosts this, actual real world physics.
Gotcha. Okay.
They're just like, this makes it spin faster, and you're like, cool, because you're like 8. You're just like, awesome.
No one's out here trying to analyze it.
Yeah.
Until now.
Yeah, you're just like, number go up on the screen or the tablet.
That's what we're looking for. Number go up.
Yeah. So in the anime, like I said, it's a group of kids. They're all into it. They're trying to move up in the Beyblade world to be the best Beyblader. That's what they're called.
I love that name, Beyblader.
So that's how the show works. Each one it reboots to have like a new core group.
Okay.
It's like quirky main character, cool guy main character.
Yeah, it's like the classic forward venturing people.
Yeah.
Like there's like a trope about it.
Yeah.
I read TV tropes. I know what I'm talking about. Oh, it's the 5-man band, except for I guess 4 in this case.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it with the anime, to be honest.
Just every season, it's just 4 kids and their sidekick who does tech.
Pretty much. So like in the anime, they'll go to an official match. They'll be like, "Hey, I'll challenge you." Either they're just like,
I'm sorry, they're challenging an official match. What kind of tournament is this?
So they'll either have official matches or they'll be like, I challenge you to resolve our conflict instead of like, fighting.
I challenge you to a children's card game.
Yes.
In this case, it says, I challenge you to a children's spinning top game.
Of course.
I love resolving issues with children's games. That seems like the most effective way to do it.
It honestly is because there's less injuries.
Less injuries.
Yeah.
I don't know. Remember we did Dinosaur King? I don't know. I feel like the dinosaurs fighting.
Like I said, less injuries. I didn't say removal of injuries. Because in the anime, these are metal Beyblades going at 100 miles an hour.
100 miles per hour?
Something like that.
Jeez. How fast do they go in normal life?
Not that fast. Like 15.
Get on this, Beyblade.
If you've got like the really good everything where it just pulls out perfect. But yeah, like, so in real world, like I showed you, you have like the field, which is like, what is it, like 2 feet?
No, it's like a foot and a half.
Yeah, 1.5 by a foot. Like in the anime, it's straight up like a football stadium.
Oh my god!
So, like I
how
told
big are
you,
the Beyblades?
It's the same.
What?
So they're about the size of your fist and smaller, but they're straight
Just
up
two in the football field?
Yeah.
What are they doing? Just never gonna touch.
That's why you have to have your anime announcer.
Anime announcers honestly make every
or
sports
anime ref, which is always some dude in a jumpsuit and like a bandana that says Beyblade.
If you don't say the name of the TV show, how will I know what I'm watching?
Exactly. And the funny thing is, in the official Beyblade tournaments, the refs actually wear that, whatever the current version of the
Wait,
show.
are you saying like in real life?
Yeah, like in actual sanctioned Beyblade tournaments.
There's like a ref uniform.
Yes, and it's straight up from the show.
I can respect that.
It's a jumpsuit. I'm slurring my S words. I'm sorry. And a bandana.
Careful. I don't know if you'd be slurring at all. No slurs here, please.
Yes, this is a slur-free zone. We're just about children's shows. Everybody can play and watch children's things.
Yeah, I'm going to let that one go, but definitely some opportunities there for other jokes.
All right. So
on the show, tell me more about the Beyblades. You said I can like build them, and you told me the parts, but why would I switch these parts around? What do they do? What are the, I don't know, they're like classes of Beyblade? I'm imagining like a fighting game. Like I want to be the tank or the striker or whatever.
Yeah. So basically it breaks down into 4 different types. You got your attackers, which is the Beyblade is just designed to move forward and hit the other Beyblade.
Why are they not all designed to do that?
Well, that's the thing with the tops. That's where the your own personal spin comes in. Then you got the defense, which is it's got heavier Beyblades where it can withstand like pushback and direct hits.
So it's like it's supposed to just outlast the opponent.
Yes. And you got like your stamina ones, which is like,
Wait, wouldn't this be the one that outlasts your opponent?
So that's the thing. The defenses, they're heavier, so they can take hits. But if you take repeated hits, it's heavier, so it's gonna slow its rotation.
Oh, I understand. Okay, so attack is like the lightest one.
Yes.
Fast hits all the time.
Yes. Attack,
Defense is heavy, and hopefully you just like burn out before they fall.
Yes.
And stamina is like I'm just gonna spin forever.
Yes.
And hopefully nothing hits me.
And then balance is the one where it's like you just want to have a Beyblade that can fight anything. It's
the
not
mid
good-
range
yeah,
of
it's not good at anything.
Beyblades.
But like what comes to mind is in Magic terms, because Mason's a Magic the Gathering fan.
Oh, I am.
Always
It's
a
true.
Magic fan. The attack is like a red deck that just wants to
Aggro. Okay,
Exactly.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. I do like a good aggro deck, so attack type is maybe for me. I also like stamina. The idea of just sitting there forever and being like,
Yes.
hopefully I never get hit and I just win, that seems kind of fun.
Yes. So in Beyblades, within the official rules and the anime, you have to shout out when you start. You get your you have a launcher where Mason's played with it now.
I have now.
Yeah.
Yes, so for all the listeners, Jason brought some Beyblades in this Bay Arena. Oh, also, I just realized this when we were looking over this before the podcast. They just put the word Bay in front of everything to make it sound more cool.
Yeah.
There's Bay points
Mhm.
for the Beyblade, for the Bay battles.
Yes.
Lot of Bay out here. And I'm not talking about BAE either. I'm talking about BEY.
Yes. No women involved in this.
I'm sure there are some women involved in this. Okay, all right.
That's fair,
let's be
that's
careful.
fair, yeah. Okay. So, back on track, right? You got your Beyblades, right?
Yep.
The rules try to mirror the show, right? You've got your launcher, which is either a hand grip one or a 2-finger one that you can hold. You clip your Beyblade on.
Okay.
You have a rip cord where you pull it in and you pull it out and that's how the Beyblade spins.
And they all say let it rip.
So that's the rules before you start. So because obviously you have to be able to play on an even playing field.
You can't just count down. You have to say.
You have to say 3, 2, 1. In the show it says let it rip. In this rule set it says 3, 2, 1, go shoot.
Go shoot.
Which I realize as I'm reading through this is an unofficial one, so they can't legally say let it rip because that's probably trademarked.
Oh, I see. Because who? This is World Beyblade. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're the ones organizing tournaments, but they're not affiliated with the anime, probably.
Yes, most
Okay,
likely.
so they have to use some sort of generic language.
Yes, but the idea is that how it works is to have an even playing field. We launch it at the same time because like if you have an attack one versus a stamina one, if the attack one goes first, clearly it's going to run out of steam first.
Gotcha.
If the stamina one went first and then the other one went, there's uneven playing field.
Oh yeah, and I assume there's some kind of rock paper scissors going on here with like, oh, the attack ones are good against stamina, and stamina is good against defense, and defense is good against attack or something.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot about balance. Balance is probably neutral.
Yeah, balance just kind of like it just goes okay into everything.
So when you show up to your Beyblading event, you have to choose your Beyblade beforehand.
Yes.
You can't just build it there. You can't be like, show up at the tournament, see what everyone's got, build mine.
Yeah, you have to pretty much you declare it, and then you have like kind of like in card games, like your side deck. You're like, these are other pieces that I have.
Oh, okay.
But
So
it's like you have like your registered Beyblades, and it's accompanying parts.
okay, so you could switch out parts if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get annihilated by this stamina style Beyblade.
Yes.
Okay.
So, with how the game works, now we're getting on to the actual mechanics.
Gotcha.
In anime and in real world, you launch your Beyblades, right? They're spinning in the field.
Yep.
Tip in the anime, it's straight up like a sports arena.
Big football field for your
Big
Beyblades.
football field, and it's usually like a field with a lot of like, it starts as like basically like a pool, like an
empty pool?
Empty pool.
Okay.
Right? That's your base one.
So you could go skateboarding there too, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. But
Okay.
like, who would do that when Beyblade's a
When you could, why would you do that when you could go Beyblading?
Yeah. So, you launch it in the anime. They have like different terrains to match like different types as well. Because so there's ones where there's like inclines. There's barriers, stuff for Beyblade to hit.
And looking at the little arena you brought,
Yeah.
I assume that's also true for real life because there's like an interesting ring around it. It's got like little walls.
Yes. So this one is the one I have is like the basic one that came out during the
Okay.
series, the Beyblade Burst.
Beyblade Burst.
Yes. So this one has like a plastic ring around it. So that goes into like the win condition. So in the field, right, once they go, there's a couple of there's like basically 2 win conditions.
Okay.
Either your Beyblade survives longer than theirs, which means yours is still spinning while theirs stops spinning altogether.
Okay.
Or you get a knockout, which is your Beyblade knocks out the other Beyblade.
Like out of the arena, or
Out of
just
the arena.
stops it?
Out of the arena.
Out of the arena. Okay.
So the one I have, there's literally a protective shield.
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
Other ones either don't have that, or they have like that incline, so you can knock out other Beyblades.
Okay, so this is the basic one because it's got this shield around it, so that like your first time Beybladers out here can just do some practice.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be like, this is your like intro to Beyblade kit. You don't want to just let it. Oh, it just flew into the wall.
Let it rip. Actually, no. Go shoot.
Yeah, go shoot.
Go shoot. No, there's no letting it rip here.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Yeah, not around here. But yeah, those are your 2 win conditions, right? And it's just basically typically a best of 5. So
same
first 3
Beyblade
games.
all 5, or change Beyblades every 5?
I believe in that best of 5 you have to use the same one.
Okay, but you can change the parts in between
Yes.
rounds. Okay, cool. Well, that seems pretty exciting. So, back to the parts.
Yes.
What makes the... Okay, so you told me what the parts are, and you told me the types of Beyblades.
Mm-hmm.
How are those related? Like, what? Like, I'm certain that if I change my, I don't know, whatever random piece, center, spin track, energy ring, whatever it was, it's gonna change types.
Yes.
So is it kind of like when I show up to my Beyblade battle, or Bey battle as the rules say, I bring my Beyblade, and then I have all the pieces so that I can transform into any type? Or is like something intrinsic to the Beyblade means it's going to be an attack type Beyblade, and I can change pieces on it, but it'll still be an attack type?
Yeah, typically the pieces the pieces are grouped into like that type, like attack, the defense, stamina. So they will physically only fit into their type of Beyblade as well.
Oh, there's like a different body for them.
Yes, so it's like the one when I showed you, like you twist the bottom of these ones, the burst ones, they kind of just all come apart.
Yeah.
The clip that holds them, each type has its own clip.
Oh, okay. So then you show up with your Beyblade, and you can't change its type, but you can modify it a little bit to try and get it to be better for your matchup.
Yes. So like one of them is like the fusion wheel. That's meant to just be like your weight, or sorry, not that. The spin track, which holds weight. So that could be for, ones that are, because Beyblades, they spin, but based on the shape of the Beyblade, right, and all the parts, it can spin in a certain way. Some of them will wobble spin.
Okay.
Where the goal is to literally flip the other Beyblade out.
Right.
So that would be where.
So when you wobble, you can get under the side of the other Beyblade and top it over.
That's where you would want to add more weight to your Beyblade, right?
Wouldn't you just always choose the heaviest one?
That's how you want to play.
Clearly, I do not know the meta game of Beyblade.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. I watched my brother play it more than I actually play it, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have to contact him for a more in-depth view of the Beyblade competitive scene.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. To my knowledge, it's the competitive scene is it is competitive. They have all like min-max, like which ones are good, which ones are bad, what works into what. There is a metagame in pro, like, I guess.
That's pretty sick.
Play.
High level honestly, in so many games, like high level play is just so impressive.
Yeah.
Even if I'm like personally like, I wouldn't really play this game.
Yeah.
But you watch like 2 high level players play it, and you're just like, you can't help but be impressed.
Yeah, you're like, it's literally a different game.
Hopefully, because I myself dabbled in Beyblade as a child, but I didn't realize I must have bought like the cheap knockoff Beyblades because they were like all one piece, and I would just like let it rip.
Yeah, I was in the same boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is a lot of new information that I did not know. I thought I was pretty well versed in the old Beyblades, but I guess not.
Yeah, and so the funny thing is, it's super interesting with the design, because some of them, the base is also it depends on how you launch it with the tilt. So there's no regulation on how you start it, as long as over the field.
Oh, so the tilt can give you an advantage.
Yes. So
like if I was an attack type, I'd imagine, I have no clue if it's true, but I just feel like this would be true. I would want to tilt it aggressively so that I can like get under the lip of the other top.
Yes, because you want to disrupt the spin. At the end of the day, it's 2 tops. The like real world equate is like sumo wrestling or wrestling where you want leverage
Okay.
in like that type of play, where your goal is to just disrupt their motion.
Wasn't there like a real Top game? I forget. Oh man, I feel like this is based off like a real game from Japan.
Oh,
like a real Top game.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember that, but it took very much inspiration. This was like an American finding something like that and recognizing that kids like tops and there's no American top toys.
Okay, because I was like, I couldn't quite remember, but I felt like I saw something about like the origins of Beyblade, and it was like, oh, there's this game in Japan where they like, I forget, it's like a piece of fabric or something over a drum, and you like use a top or something. Man, I can't remember. It's something like that, whatever it is. But it's like a real physical game, and they would little iron tops, and they would wrap a string around it,
Yeah.
and that's how they would like do the ripcord action.
Yeah, that's where it comes from. I remembered it, but I don't remember the name. I straight up Googled while Mason was speaking Japanese top game, and it's the top games in Japan.
The top games in
This
Japan.
is not what we were looking for, and I don't know what to Google specifically.
I feel like you gotta be like top toy. No,
Yeah, because then it would just be like top 10 anime and Japanese toys.
maybe. Hold on. Maybe it will come to me.
Yeah.
I say that like it's going to come to me, but I'm just saying that so that later on I don't get called out for not trying to looking for it myself. But I'm not gonna.
Yeah, Mason's really digging in the back of his brain for this.
Japan game with tops, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we got to do.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I found
you
it.
found it. All
I'm a
right.
genius.
Because
It's called Bay Goma.
Yeah.
Bay?
Yeah.
Is that where the Bay and
That's
Beyblade
where it
comes
comes
from? Oh my! During the Edo period, 1603 to 1867, a competitive game with koma became popular. Using a string, players spun small wooden or steel tops called Bay Goma inside a ring and tried to knock them. This is literally Beyblade.
That's where Beyblade comes from. Yes, I remember seeing that. Yeah. So that's,
Yo, that's crazy.
that's basically like joining the two cultures, because as we've discovered through this show and general Americans audience can digest Japanese things, but you have to kind of obscure it. That's what the thinking was in the 2000s and the 90s.
Had to Americanize it.
Yeah. You know.
Classic Americans.
Yeah, like for example, the names of the characters, right? The main character in the original Beyblade in English name is Tyson. His Japanese name is Motoko Kumai.
Okay.
Definitely would destroy a child's mind in the 90s.
Children in the
Motoko-
90s couldn't learn
Yeah.
different names. That's
Exactly.
ridiculous.
Yeah, they're not
What
ready
would I
for
have
that.
done?
Yeah, 2020 kids, they're growing up watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. They're ready.
allowed to hear Japanese
They're
names.
ready for that.
Yeah, okay. When I was a kid, though, God forbid that someone not named Tyson was on a TV
Yeah.
show.
You know, the other one was in Digimon. One of the main characters was Tai. His Japanese name was Taichi, but because there was an
At
English,
least that's close.
yeah, there's an English name for Tai. They're like, drop the chi.
Gotcha.
You know, one of them was Matt. His name was Makoto. They were just like, we'll just call him Matt.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Close enough.
So yeah,
Although I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh avoided that, right?
yeah.
Seto
No,
Kaiba.
they still Americanized some of the names.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So like
That's a letdown.
Yeah, like Joey was like Johan or something like that.
Oh, Joey Wheeler was a very
Yeah.
is a very non-Japanese name. That's fair.
You know, they had to really push
and he had
that.
a New York
yeah,
accent.
that Brooklyn accent.
Sorry for everyone from New York. Sorry, I'm mixing up your accents. My bad.
Yeah, great place to visit. I've been there. I don't know what you guys say. Actually, it's not that bad of an accent to understand.
What a flex. This guy can understand New York accents.
Yes.
Okay, so back to Beyblades.
Yes.
Talking about the Beyblades.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 4 different types, and you can convert them somewhat with these different pieces inside of them.
Yes, sir.
And you go to events, best of 5,
Mm-hmm.
not letting it rip. You go shoot it.
Yes.
You go shoot your Beyblades.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, here's my deep question. Is there just a best one? Like, is someone out there, like, right now being like, no, actually, like, it's 70% to win if you just make this Beyblade? Or is it pretty well balanced?
It's pretty well balanced because just like it's also a game that's like money wins. Like there are just objectively better pieces, but it is like that rock paper scissors where like certain types will just beat other ones.
Okay.
That's where the other thing is the arena matters. So
That's actually pretty cool.
So physically, you see that one. It's very symmetrical.
Yep.
In competitive, all the arenas are supposed to be symmetrical because otherwise, starting on a side literally would determine your win. If one side gives you an advantage.
Interesting. So there's how many arenas did they make? I remember as a kid, there's definitely a red one because I remember my friend had that, and I used that. At the time, I thought was a good Beyblade, but now I know hilariously was a fake Beyblade. On it all the time.
Yeah, they sell them as the series goes on and it tries to mirror the show, so it's like the shape. So each series had like a different amount of sets.
So this is like if I was to watch Beyblade Burst, this would be the football-sized arena shape.
Yeah.
Just writ small.
Yeah, so like in the anime, like this one, like I said, it looks like a pool. It would just be a giant version of that, but like within the curvature, there would be other like divots and stuff to make.
You know what I'm imagining? I'm imagining Pokemon battles.
Yes.
Right? You see how at the start of the series it's just like two dudes and their little dogs like getting ready to fight on a flat area, but then towards the end of the series they're like, and now there's a mountain in the middle of the arena. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. That seems pretty good.
Yeah. So that's funny story about that. I saw before we started this show, part of it was I kept getting information about these shows that I'm like, I need to use this. I can't just hold on to this.
This is important historical information.
Apparently,
I can't let it go.
In the modern game, there's a Beyblade set that literally was not symmetrical, so one side just won more than the other, and there was a petition to get it banned from competitive.
Wait, like an arena?
Yes, an arena.
Oh, they don't just use the same. Oh wait, you were telling me they use different arenas than competitive.
Yes.
So, I feel like that's a mistake. I feel like they should just use like an empty bowl every time. I think
each tournament has its own arena that they use,
like a proprietary arena.
Yeah. So this one was straight up. It wasn't symmetrical. One side you had an advantage because I think it was like it had a slope or something on the way down. So your Beyblade on descend would accelerate.
Gotcha.
Whereas the other one, it was like the dip was not as like conducive for acceleration. So it's literally if you started on one side, you had an advantage no matter what Beyblade you used.
So people got salty and they were like, "Yo, I don't know what tournament this is. I'm making up a tournament name, West Coast Beyblade Invitational." You know, you guys are the worst because you guys use this unbalanced arena.
Yeah. So there was like a whole petition. So the cool thing is, like, the competitive scene is very active and protective of Beyblade in a good way. You can see.
Okay, that's pretty sick.
They don't allow, like, unbalanced and unfair things.
Wow.
They fight it.
If only there was a community like that in Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, they call that.
At you, Nadu.
Is that a...
That's a card right now that's just ruining Modern.
Oh, okay.
I'm not salty. You're salty.
Well, in my defense, I've never lost to that card, so I've never played it, so I've never lost to it.
You're like, yo, Mason, you lost to that card? What a loser! I've never lost to that.
I would say get good, but I don't know what it does. So
just terrible things, just terrible, horrible things.
Yeah. So that's pretty much Beyblade, though. It's tops, but it's more in depth of a top game than just launching two tops.
And honestly, I think launching at its most basic, that's a pretty interesting game.
Yeah.
Because I definitely played like just normal straight up tops as a kid. Yeah. You're just like, oh, which one of us can get our top to last longer? And then you just that's just fun. And then you're adding like, oh, you can build your own top. That's pretty cool. Yeah. You can't say let it rip. You can say go shoot when you shoot it. That's cool.
I mean, obviously everybody said let it rip at home.
That must be true.
You know?
Nobody's out there trying to hide their affiliation.
Yeah, I think the company is Takara Toys or something. They can't sue us. What are you gonna do? Go in my house and tell me no?
little 8-year-old Jason out here trying his hardest. Let it rip.
Yeah, some
door
dude,
kicks in. Lawyer shows up.
Yeah, 3 dudes in suits are like, no. You will not let it rip.
You will go shoot.
Cease and desist, child.
How dare you use our catchphrase that way? I just watched it in the anime.
Yeah. I'm just following the show. Keep watching the show, but no.
Every Saturdays it's 7 or something.
It's let it rip to Tyson. It's go shoot to you, sir.
Yeah. The main character's allowed to say let it rip. But that's it. Everyone else, get out of here. Yo, let it lose. You're going to lose your ability to shoot a Beyblade if you keep using that.
Yeah,
They're
no.
gonna sue you.
Beyblade's gonna kick your ass. All right, Mason. So now that we've uncovered the secrets of Beyblade, right?
The secrets of Beyblade, actually Baygoma, just in disguise.
Baygoma in the 21st century. It's 2000.
21st century.
In
Yeah.
the 21st century Baygoma.
21st century Baygoma. I'm sold. It seems like fun. I do think that I'm personally a card game guy myself, so I kind of feel like it's lacking in that department. But as far as games go, you can't beat it. It's just so natural.
Yeah.
Everyone likes tops. And you know what? What only thing can make tops cooler is if you can use a ripcord to shoot them. I don't want to use my hand like a peasant. Ew.
Yeah.
Ripcord every day.
Ripcord every day.
So, speaking of ripcords, I've actually had the chance to use some of the Beyblades that Jason brought. Let me tell you, not as easy as it looks. I've failed many times now.
Yes. If you've watched a TV commercial in the 2000s, they definitely cut out the kids dropping the Beyblades, putting it in the launcher.
Those commercials were something else, though. Honestly, well, to be fair, I don't really watch commercials anymore in general, but those commercials were crazy.
Yeah.
And every time you saw the Beyblade commercials, you would imagine, like, wow, there's something on the line here. These guys are hyped. And it's like a dark, abandoned, like, industrial center when they're playing this game. Not somebody's house. That's not cool. But definitely around old machinery.
Yes, definitely with like fingerless gloves.
Oh, fingerless gloves
back
would
in
make
those
this game way better.
Yeah. And it was definitely like a bunch of other kids standing around the arena being like, yeah.
Yeah. These arenas are not only okay, they are smaller than I expected, but it makes sense because Beyblades are small.
Yeah.
But I guess compared to the TV show, also ridiculously small.
Yes.
I thought it was gonna be like, I don't know, like a 3 foot by 3 foot arena. But then if I look at the size of these Beyblades, that didn't make any sense.
But keep in mind, there are arenas that are bigger. This is just the intro one. Like
Just the intro one.
Remember I told you, there are scenarios where it's like multiplayer Beyblade.
That seems crazy. First of all, everyone being able to say 1, 2, 3, go shoot at the same time, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then no one being tempted to say let it rip instead, bonkers.
Yeah. I imagine there's like an unwritten penalty for that. They're just like, shoot, nobody got it on camera? Okay, you're good. Got it on camera? All right, you lose a round.
DQ'd out of the first round.
DQ'd before we get cease and desist on YouTube.
So yeah, I think you sold it to me. This seems like a fun game. I actually had untrue. I had a fake Beyblade as a kid that I really enjoyed. I was just thinking about that. Where do these fake Beyblades come from? What's happening with that?
They're like dollar store toys, I'm pretty sure, where it's just straight up a top.
They're
with,
like, oh, it's a
fake-
top.
It's like the bottom of it is just one thing, and it's got like a plastic Beyblade look-alike top.
Gotcha.
So it has that same feeling of a Beyblade, but there's no customization.
The lack of customization. That's why I didn't win.
Imagine if we actually had real ones, like how different our lives would be.
I would have been so good at Beyblade, I would have went pro.
You could have been the best Beyblader in the world.
I could have been the best Beyblader in the world. The
Beyblade.
Baymaster.
Yes.
You gotta add Bay to make it cool.
Yeah.
Baymaster
Yeah.
at all these Bay tournaments,
Yes.
doing my Bay battles.
Exactly. Could have been the Bay King.
Could have been the Bay King.
You weren't the Dinosaur King, so you could have been the Bay King.
No, how did I miss out on this? Well, I guess I'll never become the Bay King, but I do think that this game's solid, and I think as a kid I would have really enjoyed it. The anime was straight up just playing Beyblade, so I feel like you can't get better selling a game than that.
Yeah.
And unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, it sounds like the anime rules were the same.
Pretty much. Caveat, in the anime, to make it more anime, there were like Beyblade spirits, but that's
It
just
was
for anime.
dogfighting.
I guess,
I was lied to.
Yeah.
I was lied to from the start.
I got you. Real world, we're not dogfighting. They're just tops. In the anime, some of them had spirits.
There are spirit monsters in the Beyblades, probably from another dimension. It's the same as every other anime.
Yeah. You bought it, though, so you bought another dogfighting anime. I'm sorry.
No! How can I get past these?
Go to your local Target or Walmart. They're still on the shelves. Funny enough, we did Bakugan. Bakugan and Beyblades are right next to each other at most toy stores right now, or toy sections.
Hey, so all of our listeners can go, not sponsored,
Yeah,
can
not
go
sponsored.
buy a Beyblade and a Bakugan at the same time. You can't
Yeah.
play them together, though. That's
No.
illegal.
That's not compatible. Your Beyblade will destroy your Bakugan. And real quick, the reason you can't, we looked at the rules, you can't use a modified. One of my friends got banned. He played in a Mexican tournament. He literally shaved down the metal ring section so it would cut the other Beyblades.
Oh my god.
He destroyed every Beyblade and they banned him from every Mexican tournament.
As they should. That's crazy.
Yeah. So the rules are there. Beyblade, it's a fun top game.
Yeah, seems great. That's crazy. You get a little. Remember that Robot League fighting?
Oh yeah.
Dog fighting again, damn.
Oh man, our childhood is just dog fighting.
No!
All right, I guess we can switch it up, You can just, like the video, comment, tell us what your favorite dog fighting, childhood memory is.
Oh no.
Subscribe.
Well, hopefully that was 30 minutes or less. Otherwise, it was free.
I mean, they're not paying for it anyway.
What? Jesus Christ.
You didn't realize hurricanes are Beyblades.
Oh my
Beyblades
god.
caused the bubonic plague, Me too.